What kind of connection do you still have with Louisiana, and how much do you enjoy getting to come back and do things like this and give this talk?
You know, this is really the first time I've got to come back and do this since I've left Louisiana. But I have an unbelievable, tremendous amount of respect for Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, the Coaches Association, how well they're the players. This is just so many fond memories here. I mean, LSU is a very special place. It's very special to me and my family, and it was just tremendous to be able to come back and see so many old friends.
When you look out there and you see that, is it a reminder of how good of a football state that Louisiana is, especially at the high school level?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I say this per capita is one of the, if not the best, one of the top football states in all of America. And the high school coaching, the way they coach them, the toughness, the effort, the discipline in which they put in these kids, and then there's always tremendous athletes here. Just, when you can recruit in Louisiana, you're recruiting with the best.
I know you have obviously your own program to worry about,
yes.
But do you still look at LSU and kind of keep track of that?
No doubt. I still, still have fond memories here, and I root for them because they, help establish this place over here, and just a very small part of what's going on. But LSU is such a tremendous place to respect, and I always do keep up with them. I wish him the best. Les is a great coach, and I know they're doing well.
One of the things Les talked about when he spoke to some of the coaches was overcoming crisis, and there's a lot of coaches that can be all good when everything's all good.
You're exactly right.
How important is it to be able to overcome adversity?
You do, and you got to manage it. I mean, there's going to be bad things happen in games. There's going to be bad things happen in situations, but understanding, having a plan, don't panic, and provide guys. Because at the end of the day, what you're teaching these kids, that's what life is. There's always going to be panic. There's always going to be crisis in life. Everything going well, something's going to happen. And the same lessons, when I have a crisis now in my life, it's funny how I go right back to my coaching and what I was taught. So hopefully we can put that same influence on these kids.
What do you attribute, you've had a lot of success obviously since taking over at Florida State. What do you attribute that most to, and what's been going best for you there?
Well, I think, one, we've got a great assistant staff. We've got administration that understands the things you have to be successful. We've been able to get good players. So when you have good coaches and good players, that's the key ingredients to getting things. And then we have a great culture and atmosphere. And we've got great tradition at Florida State, and they expect to be good. They want to be good. That's why those kids come here, very much just like LSU. And I've been very blessed in my time.
You've developed a lot of great quarterbacks in your coaching career. What's the key in developing a young quarterback and trying to get them ready both physically and mentally for the game?
I think, first of all, identifying that he has a certain level of talent, and then understanding him personally, and understanding how he processes information, understand how he approaches things, and then do what he can do and allow, not only physically but mentally, what he can process, what he can do. Some can handle more, or bringing that along at a slower pace or a faster pace, and then ask them to do the physical things that they're capable of. And I think it gets down to knowing the guy.
ACC and SEC, two of the best conferences in football in the country. What's the toughest part for a young quarterback when adjusting to those type of that level of play?
I think just the speed of the game, the mental part of the game, with the complexity of things that are thrown at you at that level, and then the competitiveness that every play is contested. I think that you have some good plays, but there's 70 or 80 plays in the game, and as a quarterback, you can't take one of them off. I mean, every play could change the game, good or bad. And I think just the consistency level at such a high pace and high level is the toughest thing for young guys.
You and Marcus obviously still have that connection. What does it mean to you to see a guy that you coached get into coaching himself?
First I want to ask them if they're crazy. But that's the guys that love ball. I mean, and to coach, you got to love it, because it's too hard to be good, and you got to put too much time in it. And Marcus was the same way as a player. We were just talking about, he come back from an ACL injury one time in 3.5 months. I've never had a guy but only tough, mentally, physically guys that can do that, guys that love to play, that want to play, and that's the guys that make great coaches. And he was a tremendous player, and I know he'll be a great coach.
Do you have any? When you coached him, do you think he could be a coach one day?
Oh, no doubt. Because you saw how much he loved it. I don't think that was in his blood. I know his brother coached, it was in his family, and there's no doubt he would do that.